Do you want to know what's happening around the world of sports? Look no further than The Bench with your host, Blaine Owl.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Monday, January 13th. If you know, then you know. It is Monday, championship time for the world of college football as Joe Burrow and the high-powered LSU offense takes on Trevor Lawrence and that Clemson Tiger high-powered offense. Tonight's matchup will have two undefeated teams going at it, but one personally has had a tougher schedule and has had more games like this one tonight. Tonight, I roll with the Tigers. Well, of course, both teams are the Tigers, right? And by that, I meant LSU. Now we head into the championship matchups for the NFL as well. The Titans surprised everyone by knocking off the Ravens 28-12. Now, a couple lessons that I can take from this game is any given team can be beat on any given night. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens had the number one seed coming in and overall in the NFL. They were playing the Titans, who had just won last week against the Patriots, and maybe they thought, well, the Patriots weren't as good, this, that, I think we can get this done. And the Titans went in there and they shocked the Ravens, just blitzkrieging them from the very beginning. I think they were up, 28-3 or something like that at some point. Lamar Jackson struggled. They shut him down on the run. Early, I was recognizing a lot of drop passes, like 3-4 drop passes right away. Turnovers, fumbles, interceptions were a problem for the Ravens. They just could not seem to get it going, and the defense that has always maybe just held the opponent to 30 points because the offense was so fast, so high-powered, they could score 40. Well, that didn't work. Once you get into the playoffs, you're going to have to hold teams to a lot less because other teams are going to step up their defense. So, the Ravens are knocked off. The Titans move on. They're Derrick Henry, man. I got to tell you what, back-to-back games with 180 yards rushing. He even threw a touchdown pass, the old Tim Tebow jump pass. The former Heisman winner has had a breakout season, and the playoffs are he's really been shining in the playoffs. As we move on to the other game yesterday, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs maybe make the comeback of the century. Down 24, come back, beat Deshaun Watson and the Texans. Crazy game. I walk downstairs, it's already 14-0. Then they get it back, they score again, it's 21, and before half, it's like 24-0. And I'm like, this game probably is over. So I go back up to my room, and I come downstairs, and my dad's like, hey, have you been watching this game? I'm like, the last thing I saw was 24-0. He's like, you gotta start watching. And I look, and it was 24-21, right? Just like that, right before half. And then the play that I saw was Mahomes scramble, just barely was behind the line of scrimmage and throws a pass into Travis Kelce for a touchdown. And the Chiefs go into halftime up 28-24, just after being down 24-0. Patrick Mahomes, 4 touchdown passes in the second quarter alone. The guy is just electric. One of the most fun football players to watch, if you ask me. Brings so much energy, so athletic, and he makes the game look easy. And then obviously in the second half, the Chiefs had it going. They knew they weren't going to be stopped. Finally putting up 51 as Deshaun Watson and the Texans did score one more time for a final of 51-31. Taking a break from football as we're going to head back to the national championship game right after this. As an Ohio State fan, as you can see, I have to address a quick issue that has just been haunting me, and it's our basketball team. I'm very frustrated with them right now. Starting off near perfect season, undefeated, got up to the number 2 spot, 1 out from being number 1 in the nation, and then we want to just play around. We get into the Big Ten. Nobody said it was going to be easy. I guess they thought it would be. There's teams like Maryland, Penn State, Michigan State. I mean, think about that conference for basketball. Wisconsin beat us. That's 4 losses in a row for Ohio State. It's just so upsetting from being number 2 to 11, and now with the 4 losses in a row to probably, who knows if we'll even be in the top 25. Now with like an 11-4 record, I believe. West Virginia started off by beating us up in Cleveland the day after the football championship. And, ever since then, we've been going downhill. Our offense needs to slow down. When I'm watching the game against Maryland the other night, we had so many turnovers. It was insane. And then to turn around and watch Indiana just yesterday, actually, no, pardon me, 2 days ago on Saturday, it was the same thing. It was a turnover left and right, turnover here, turnover there, turnover. And when you turn the ball over in college basketball, you're done. It's over. People are too good in transition. It's not like high school. They're too good in transition to stop you, and it just becomes easy points. So once Ohio State settles down, I think, and they find their identity going back to slow, methodical plays on offense, they should be just fine. But for right now, they've got to figure some stuff out. As we go back to tonight's game, LSU versus Clemson, a ton of buildup. I made a post on the Pickwood Digital Instagram earlier this morning. I was not expecting this, but we had a lot of comments come in. Just going to read off a couple of comments of who they think is going to win. I said, who do you guys got? Clemson, LSU, comment below. Former Pickwood coach Justin Him, he thinks Clemson's going to win 38-35 in a close one. Coach Him, fantastic coach. We'll see that. Iverson Ventura thinks LSU 34-30, so kind of the opposite there of Coach Him. Andrew Cremines thinks Clemson also 42-30. As we come down here, Jarrell Lewis, he thinks LSU 35-21. Brody Stahl thinks LSU is going to shut out Clemson 21-0. And then my own personal score, I actually do have two, if that makes sense. My first score, I'm going to say LSU 42, Clemson 24. I think there's definitely two things for tonight's game. It's either going to be a high-scoring game or it's going to be a low-scoring game. So my first score, I have 42-24, and then another score that someone commented on here, I'm going to go with what Whitney Evans said. She has LSU 21-17. So in both scenarios, I have LSU winning. It's just a different in score. I think LSU's offense is just going to come out, do their thing. We'll see if that Clemson defense has improved since Ohio State. They had a great second half. But, if LSU has that film, there's definitely some weaknesses that Clemson's defense has. And watching that Oklahoma game, I'm just going to bring that back. I didn't see a single weakness from LSU, offense, defense, special teams. They're special. So we're going to see, former Heisman winner this year, Joe Burrow, LSU. The game is in Louisiana, which is, kind of unfortunate if you're a Clemson fan or even a Clemson player. You're basically walking into the home field for the LSU Tigers, who have total home field advantage. So we'll see. I saw a lot of Clemson people kind of complaining. And, I think the games, the championships are scheduled, a year before prior. So it just so happened that LSU got there. But I do understand where they're coming from. As an Ohio State fan, if we would have made it, I wouldn't have, liked that. We would have been playing literally in the hometown for the Tigers there. But it is what it is. You can't control that. The only thing you can control is how your team plays, how they handle adversity, and football. You never know. I'm excited for tonight. Really excited. It does stink that Ohio State's not in it, but college football championship. There's nothing like it. People will tell you that all the time. We've had great championships since it started in 2014. Every year has been a close game. It's just been phenomenal to watch. So, I'm sure tonight will be nothing short of that. And with that being said, I am Blaine Uhl. This has been The Bench. I look forward to seeing you guys on Wednesday. We will also be going live on Wednesday as the girls head up to Sydney for the rematch. Sydney beat us here in the duel early in the season. The girls, they beat us. It was a good game. So look for our girls coming off, beating Troy. Had a tough one on Saturday, double overtime loss. But again, we will be live on Indian Nation Station on Wednesday at night for the girls basketball game against Sydney. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you Wednesday.